everybody and welcome back with Kak. In today's video we're going to be doing taste testing on Furikake, which is Japanese rice seasoning. Sometimes in Japan they'll just have like bowls of rice which they then season with various other things. Most commonly obviously like things like soy sauce, mirin, sushi seasoning, things like that. But they have little like packets of toppings, I guess, in a range of different flavors and different things. So I'm just going to get into that and taste some of those. I've ordered a range of flavors from around various websites on the internet, and we're just going to take a look at some of them and see how they are. So we're going to get into that right now. Our first one is going to be pepper tamago, which is peppered egg. So we have the little bits of scrambled egg here. These are basically similar to the kind that we had in the Nissin chicken ramen. It had little bits of dried scrambled egg, but we also have little bits of nori sliced up as well there, and we also have the pepper dressing. I'm not sure what else there is because there seem to be like little crunchy bits as well, but I suppose we'll find out. So, I have just a bowl of rice, plain white rice. I haven't seasoned it, not yet, at least. I will do so later when I finish it, but I just want to try the flavour of the furikake by itself first of all. Oop. So, let's open it up. Ooh, oh, that smells really peppery. Yeah, that's some good. And it's actually smaller than I originally thought. They're just like really tiny little pieces. They almost remind me of birdseed and birdseed mix because of how small and sort of like granular they are. But I'm just gonna sprinkle this over the top of the bowl just to get a nice even covering. I'll just put it down because the bowl is still quite hot. So there we go, we've got a little bit of everything all over the top of the bowl there. Lovely. So there we are, a nice even dusting on top. So I'm just going to dig in and see how it tastes. Let's get a nice bit here. Let's get some of that brown crunchy as well. Well, they're not crunchy. They're actually quite soft. A little bit powdery as well, kind of like a powdery texture. But yeah, really nice. They have okay. It has kind of that saltiness, the very strong salty flavour that comes with the seaweed, the nori. So that's strong and that really comes through. And then the pepper is just, ooh, so smoky and fiery and really flavourful. The egg, again, very soft, but really mild. A mild flavour of egg compared to like the real kick of the pepperiness and that strong flavour from the nori. But yeah, it's really good. And oh, hot. Okay. Whoa. So yeah, even with like a big mouthful of just like plain white unseasoned rice, it still carries through so much flavour. I mean, I don't know if I'd even need to add soy sauce after this, just because of how much flavour this stuff actually packs. So there's only a little tiny bit on the top of this, and you can still taste all those flavours through it. Yeah, really good. So this is definitely kind of a smoky, peppery kind of flavor. The egg is very muted, but it is there. So it just has sort of like, I don't know, it's just like really nice pepper rice. It's really good. Yeah, really is so much flavor in that. I'm not sure what the little brown bits are, whether they're supposed to be like meat. They taste meaty. They've got some kind of like umami in there. It might even be just like little soya pieces, I'm not sure. There's no translation on here, and I can't really... There we have gyu niku, which is beef. So I'm assuming there are little bits of pepper beef in here. But it's mostly sort of like the egg and pepper. So I'm assuming those little brown bits. I don't know if I can find one big enough to actually show up on camera. Here we are. You can just about see that on my thumb there. I think that's going to be like the beef, because it certainly has a very meaty taste to it. So yeah, really quite pleased with that. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting crunchy, I have to say, but no, really good. Really, really flavorful. I suppose if I could like use like half of the packet on that and then season the whole rice happily without having to add anything else. I think I will add soy sauce just because I didn't use too much, but overall really, really good. Lots of flavor, lots of ranges of flavor, adds some good texture to it as well. So yeah, just really nice. So that is the pepper tamago furikake. Company, I can't read. Toeba? I'm not sure. I don't know, it's in kanji and I can't really read kanji, but I'll put up either a translation, subtitle or something later. But yeah, really very good. Definitely recommend trying that out if you can get a hold of it. Really nice. Okay, so for our next Marumiya Furikake, we have got the yakiniku flavor. Yakiniku being a grilled meat, so kind of like a barbecue kind of flavor. And this contains chicken, beef, and a little bit of spring onion in there as well. So let's open it up, take a look. Ooh. Oh yeah, that smells good, like really sort of smoky, like a smoky kind of smell to it. I think there are little bits of carrot in there as well. We've got some orange flakes. But if we just take a look here, we've got orange flakes, we've got green, which is the onion, we've got the meat, sort of like granules, sesame seeds, and of course there is a little bit of nori in there as well, because you're gonna have a little bit with your Japanese cuisine. So I've got my bowl of rice here, just about a half bowl. Once I've finished with this, I'm going to make it up into a meal. I think I'm going to make it into some omurice. Do love a little bit of omurice. Okay, so let's give it a sprinkling on here. And not too much, because they give out the flavours fairly well. Just going to stir it up. Oh yeah, that does smell really good. So let's scoop a bit onto the rice. We've got all this sort of like dried vegetable, dried meat. Oop. I want to try and get sort of enough on a scoop. There's a little bit on there, just sort of like a little sprinkling. A little bit gritty, but then quite a bit of the furikake does tend to be gritty. It dissolves a little bit once the moisture from the rice kind of plumps it back up. The nori doesn't taste too strong, which is good. I often find the seaweed pretty overpowering in these, but not for this one. This one, it's just like a nice subtle hint alongside this sort of like smoky barbecue flavour. You can see it's mostly meat in that one, lots of meaty pieces. Yeah. It's not barbecue like barbecue sauce flavour, but barbecue like, you know, the kind of flame grilled taste you get from like a flame grilled burger or you know, something like that. Yeah, that's pretty good. The texture of the meaty bits isn't the greatest. I think there are other yakiniku flavors, or at least varieties, that do it better. I think it's the Nagitanen Furikake that did a really nice kind of like soft, chewy yakiniku. So it's kind of like, you know, it's moist, it's springy. It gives you some nice soft texture rather than sort of like the gritty crunch of this one. But again, it's not bad. Still a really good, nice meaty flavor. It livens up the rice, and is just overall pretty good. So yeah, that's Marumiya yakiniku, this one, and yeah, that's a pretty good flavor. Very nice. Okay, so our next Marumiya Furikake is tamagotori, which is well, chicken and egg. So fairly simple at that. It's going to be meaty. It's going to have those little bits of scrambled egg in them. So let's take a look. Ooh. The egg is a very bright yellowy orange kind of colour there. Can't quite see it because of the darkness, but it is very bright. It does stand out. Yep, that smells like chicken and egg, and there are a few little bits of well, not bits, but a few sesame seeds in there as well. I don't know if the chicken itself has been seasoned, but there doesn't seem to be any extra seasoning apart from those 3 ingredients. So I'm just gonna give it a try. Let's kind of stir it around, mix it in with the rice. Mainly because my rice is kind of clumped together, but oh well. Just a touch more. Mainly because I've made myself more rice than usual. I'm preparing to have it with a meal later, so I've made some more rather than just as a snack. So here we go. Let's scoop some up. We've got some of the meat and the egg on there. You can see now it's a very bright yellowy, orangey, yolky kind of colour. Let's give it a taste. That's very nice. Yeah, I wouldn't immediately identify the taste as chicken or egg. Maybe a little, but it's definitely a very strong, meaty umami flavour, which is very nice. The texture is great as well. It's not sort of like gritty like some of the other furikakes are. This is very sort of soft, chewy. You've got like nice a nice texture to it. They're kind of like little tiny chunks of meat rather than just like meat flavored granules. Let's just get some of it by itself. Let's have a little bit of egg. Just got a little tiny bit of egg there, and I dropped it. Try that again. Now I can't find any egg. Okay, tiny little piece of egg. Very soft, kind of melts in the mouth, melts in the mouth almost, just kind of like rub your tongue against it and it just kind of dissolves. It's a very sort of like you know, sort of like creamy texture and a good burst of flavour. And then I'm just going to have a little chunk of the meat by itself, which you see, there we go. Again, nice texture, not gritty, very sort of like moist, and just full of flavour. Very good. Yeah, really very tasty. Yeah, probably one of the top flavours that I've had for the Marumiya Furikake. I think yeah, I think it would pair very well with like a curry kind of flavour. I forget what the curry flavour for Marumiya was. I think it was like cheese curry or something like that, which was kind of a weird concept for me to begin with, but tasted really good. So yeah, that is tamagotori, which of course again is chicken and egg, and yeah, very, very tasty, very good. Definitely recommend that one. Okay, so next up for Marumiya is cheese curry. Now, this is something I wouldn't think to put together myself, not really my thing, but apparently this is kind of a big thing in Japan, to have cheese with curry. I'm not sure what to expect from this, because this is a bit of a new combination for me. So, pop it open. Ooh, yes, that lovely curry smell, just a little hint of sweetness to it. I'm trying to see what ingredients I can figure out on this. Cheese powder, curry, obviously, cheese sauce, Worcestershire sauce, let's go with it as well, beef, yeah, it's got some beef in there, like the meat bits, so yeah, we've got a nice sort of assortment of stuff. So there we go, we can see it in there. We've got sesame seeds, those big brown sort of like granules, the curried beef, the orangey, well no, the yellowy granules, which I'm assuming is the cheese. So I'm just going to have like a liberal sprinkling on the top of the rice here. Not too much, but just enough to sort of dress it up a little bit. We just want to have a quick taste to see what it's like. So I'm going to stir it up a little bit, and then grab a bit of rice with quite a few, I was going to say quite a few chunks, but they're all on my side, so I can't really show you. Hang on. Try and find a bit with a good, well, it's kind of hard to get a piece with quite a few chunks on it. There's some on there, a little bit. Oh yeah, very nice. It's a very good standard curry flavour. I always compare it to like chip shop curry, but chip shop curry is more sweet than this, but it is nice. The meat is nice and moist. It's not like too dried out or, you know, cardboardy. Yeah, very moist and chewy. So it's got a lovely taste to it. Well, lovely texture to it. I'm not getting any of the cheese in there. I'm not sure whether it's just sort of like mixed into the flavour as a whole. But overall, the flavour itself is pretty good. put a bit more on just so I can get like a larger helping from sort of like a scoopful of it. Oop. Still trying to get like a big enough scoop that'll actually stay on the chopsticks. This is why I could probably use a fork, to be honest. Okay, I think here is a little bit of cheese. If I can just get to it. Just let me get to it. Okay. A little bit of cheese on there, because it's just slightly orange. Doesn't really taste too distinct. But either way, all together, pretty good flavour. Really, any of the curry ones are going to be good for me. You know, the curry flavours are always really, really good. And it's mostly just like minced meat and things like that. There's not like a lot of added vegetables to it, which I personally don't like. I'm not a vegetable fan myself, but meat, cheese, yes. Very good. So, I can't taste anything distinctly too cheesy about it, which is, I don't know, kind of a bit of a weird one really, for these things sometimes. But overall, as just like a flavour by itself, yeah, really good. Really very nice. Yum yum. Okay, and this should be our final flavour of Marumiya Furikake. This is pork miso flavour. Admittedly, pork probably one of my least favourite meats overall, as in like cuts of pork, not just sausage or bacon. And miso is a little bit hit or miss depending on which type of miso it's made with. But well, that smells rather strong and umami and brothy. Very big, like chunks of meat in there. Just trying to see if there's any indication as to what type of miso is in there, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, just move things around a little bit here. I've got my bowl of rice ready to go as always, and we're just going to put a nice sprinkling over the top there. Ooh, it's quite a lot coming out there. Well, I say not quite a lot, but the pieces that have come out are big. They are big and chunky pieces. See, there it is compared to the rice. Very good. So let's give it a taste to see what this is like. We can get some big pieces in with it. Yeah, that's very good. Very nice. It is all slipping off my chopsticks though. But very chewy, nice chewy moist pieces. Let me just grab a nice big chunk here. You can see how big these are. So compared to some of the other furikakes, these guys are some nice thick pieces. Very nice, very moist, very chewy. A little tiny bit gritty, but more in the sense that it's kind of like a lot of flavour sort of sticking and clumping together. Just like stir it in, as one is to do with furikake. If you leave it in with the rice for a bit, the flavour will get absorbed by the moisture of the rice. But yeah, very nice. It's just like yeah, just like a very savoury, very rich, meaty flavour. The miso I can't really detect myself, but But overall, just like the flavour of the whole thing, really good. Oh yes, very, very nice. So yeah, that is the last one I have currently of Marumiya Furikake. I think overall, all of those flavours were really great. The meaty ones especially were really, really good because they tasted really good, they had a really great texture. The meat pieces were all sort of like nice and moist. It's not like they were really dehydrated and became sort of like stale or you know, too dry, too sort of like, you know, it just has good mouthfeel, good taste. All of them across the board. The only ones I didn't enjoy so much were the ones that really had quite a lot of the nori in. I do find nori too overpowering of a flavour at times, which can be a bit not disappointing, but a bit inconvenient when it's like the major component of a lot of Japanese food, like especially with sushi, when you have like the maki rolls and things like that. It's just, I just find nori far too overpowering of a flavour. It kind of washes all the other tastes out. But as far as Marumiya went, the ones that did use the nori only used it sparingly, only a little bit. There were only a couple where the flavour like overwhelmed everything else, but the rest all really, really good. I think if I can find these more cheaply and readily available, I would have to get some more of them because they're just really good. They make great additions to rice and curries. Sometimes if I make a rice dish or a curry dish or like egg fried rice or omu rice or something like that, I don't always know what to do with the rice to season it to make it nice. I mean, soy sauce is always like the typical option to go to, but sometimes you just want something a bit more exciting, a bit different. These have been really good. They've been great with spicing up the rices when I make omu rice, and it just, you know, it takes all the takes the hassle out of it when you can just grab a packet and sprinkle and go. It's great. So yeah, that's it for Marumiya Furikake. There wasn't any one particular website I got these from. They were from all over the place. So if I just put maybe like a Google search or an eBay search or something for Furikake down below for you to check out if you want to go see some of these. But basically any of these, just really good stuff. So that is it for this video. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you did enjoy, and if so, please do like, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you thought, give me the good feedback, give me a thumbs up, and please do subscribe because only about 20% of my viewers at the moment are subscribed, and you know, it just makes sense that if you like my stuff, you come back and watch it over and over again in the future. If you keep up with more stuff that I do in the future, then it just makes sense to hit that button. Plus, it helps me out as well, and the more it helps me out, the more I can interact and give back to you guys in future. So please do let me know if there are any other taste tests that you'd like my opinion on, any video games you'd like to play, any videos you'd like to watch and react to, any challenges you'd like me to do, or if you just want to ask a question, say hello, then let me know down below. It's nice to know that I'm not alone out here. So until next time, thank you for joining me, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.